Sean Sewell with Engearment.com podcast. It's end of June 2024, just after the summer solstice. I had a lot of fun this weekend for our 12th wedding anniversary / Engearment summer solstice camping trip. Got a lot of fun riders and their kiddos and dogs that joined us. We did a lot of content, a lot of video reviews up there in the mountains. And since the last podcast, of course, we have about 20 video reviews and a half dozen written reviews to cover. I'll go over those kind of briefly to give you a little teaser of what we've been up to. So if you find those interesting, you can always drill down on those later, as well as what we're currently working on. Some cool stuff. And then here in less than a month, we will be wrapping up the OMA, the summer show here in, Lakewood, Colorado, Denver metro area. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We got, I think, 6 or 7 Engearment teammates coming to the show this summer, and we have meetings every 15 minutes for 2 days straight. So a lot of stuff to cover here. So let's get into it. First, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate all you out there. It's incredible to think back sometimes where we started. It was just my buddy Dave Marcus and myself, just the two of us, just out camping and hiking and backpacking and backcountry skiing, and just really curious how gear works. And now it was turned into 50 plus riders on the Engearment team, and all kinds of backgrounds. And if you would have told me this 9.5 years ago when we started this company, that we would be working with the brands I'm about to mention with you just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I wouldn't believe you. This is totally a pinch me moment every day. And I want to thank you for being part of that and being part of our audience, our readers, viewers, and community. We get to see a lot of you in the real world when we do events like the Beacon Bash or meetups for the Colorado Backcountry Ski and Snowboard Group, or just out in the world running into people, especially doing fun things when we're hiking or camping. It's an absolute pleasure. So thank you. Okay, gushing aside, let's get into what the riders and myself have been up to since the last podcast, which was June 5th, so 23 days ago. Oh, and we have a sponsor. I might mention, I did mention in the last 2 podcasts. Shout out to Paluva Shoes. That is minimalist shoes that have a little toe box for each individual toe. We'll have a video review up here very soon. Ryan Humphreys and I have a pair of the shoes, and we wear them, on and off each day when we're at the gym training. When we're not barefoot and we're not, wearing other shoes, we wear the Paluvas, and they're really nice. They're better than other ones I've tested in that category. That's saying quite a bit. And of course, big shout out to Mark Sisson and Kyle Sisson and Brad Kearns for hooking that up. And also a shout out to Brad because he has a cool product I did a review on, his electrolyte mix. And it's fun. His newsletter went out yesterday, and there was my name in it saying, I use it when I'm training, and I do. I put some creatine in there, and it's good stuff. Anyways, all that schmoozing out of the way, let's get into what we've been working on. All right, so the True Work T1 work pants. And these are the pants that I wear the most, and Ryan Humphreys has a few pairs, and he has a long-term review on them. That's a fun one. You don't have to be a work person to wear them. I do work for a living like we all do, but I use them in a fitness capacity or a hiking capacity, or this weekend, just camping. They're fantastic. You'll see why in Ryan's really fun review. Mammut. Oh, Mammut. Mammut makes my favorite avalanche beacon, and it has for the last several years. They're just so good at what they do. They do a lot. In this particular category, it's a pair of shoes, the Huco 2 Low Gore-Tex shoes. Really nice, grippy, burly, but yet pliable shoes for really getting after it. I was using these here in mud season, so in the snow, in the mud, in the mountains, and that's where I shot that video. And then this is cool. So most of the things we work on, you can find at REI or other outdoor stores for that matter. But mostly if you go to REI, you'll look around and you will see all the things that we've worked on, usually about 6 months ahead of time before it comes out. And it's so fun. Every time I go to REI, yes, I do buy things from there still. I still buy things. It's so fun because I'll see things on the shelf or on the end cap, and I'm like, I know that product really, really well. And every once in a while, people at REI they'll pull up a review on that product to see if it's good, and they'll see my face or somebody on the team's face. And it's happened a few times where they make the recognition that that's the guy from the video. I'm like, hey, yep, I use that cooler. It's pretty good. Here's what I've observed. it's just fun. It's this fun real world interaction. Anyways, REI reached out to work together this year, and they sent ahead of time their Flash Air 50-liter backpack, which is the lightest backpack they've ever made. It's under 2 pounds. Definitely hits it. I consider ultralight, and there are definitely people who would not consider ultralight, but that's crazy people. It's ultralight. It's awesome. It's very well designed, and it brings back memories of when we first started Engearment. Before we even started Engearment, I had the original Flash backpack the first year it came out, and it was like revolutionary because it was just ultralight was just beginning, at least in my opinion, just beginning, and it was cool to use that backpack. And instead of lightening my load, I wound up making my load heavier because I was like, I'm saving weight in the backpack, so I can definitely add more weight, which is not the way ultralighters see things. And flash forward 10 plus years, and here is the newest version of that same backpack, and at half the weight. Mine was like 4.5 pounds when it first came out. Now it's 2 pounds. Pretty awesome stuff. Then Denver local company Brewmate, they sent over their hydration backpack, and it's not like any hydration backpack I've seen before. It actually uses like a double wall insulated stainless steel vessel like we have here with a lid, which is not lightweight at all, but definitely versatile because you can take your Hydro Flask, your Yeti, whatever. Well, the Brewmate is the brand, but you get the idea that you could take your steel water bottle and attach it to a hose, and then you can dual purpose kind of right there. Again, not lightweight at all, but functional, sure. Then Marmot sent over the Tuxton 3-person tent. This is fun too because, again, I have a lot of experience with this tent from many, many years ago. It's a fantastic 3-person, in this case, tent. Comes in at 6 pounds, which, if you would tell me there's a 3-pound or a 3-person 6-pound tent that's comfortable and livable and easy to set up, 10, 15 years ago, that probably was not existent. This would be more like a 8-pound tent. But here they are, not cutting corners. It's not ultra thin. It's very durable and thick, and it's 6 pounds for a 3-person tent. Pretty awesome. Easy to set up. That was a fun video to shoot with my dog, Chloe. As I was shooting that video, like the setup process, Chloe was in the truck, so I had her safely away so she doesn't, get into a situation that I wasn't aware of. Just trying to be a responsible dog owner. So I'm on the ground setting this tent up, and I look up, and there's like some random dog. Looked kind of like at first I'm like, is that a coyote? You'll see in the video if you watch the video. But played it cool. Always play it cool. Don't show fear. The dog wound up being pretty cool, and the owner was pretty cool. It just caught me off guard as I'm setting a tent up in the backcountry. Random dog shows up. All right. At our gym, Axistence Athletics here in Denver, Colorado, we do a lot of testing, and we do a lot of testing around fitness and health-based products. Recently, as in the last year or two, both Ryan and I have really gotten into cold plunges as well as saunas. So we have a sauna tent we're testing out called the North Shore Sauna Nova 6-person tent. It is a 6-person sauna tent that I'm really impressed with. Ryan has been using it like every day since it came in. We've been doing what we call fire and ice events where we do the sauna, then we jump into the cold plunge, fire and ice, get it? And also we like Game of Thrones quite a bit. We're nerds. So this sauna is awesome. It gets hotter than any sauna we've tested so far. The stove is fantastic. The owner is also a vet. Ryan's a vet. Dan Jimenez, the other co-owner of Axistence and a fellow Engearment rider, is a vet. It's a good company. Made a great product. We use it all the time. And Ryan does probably the best review I've seen ever on our channel for that video. You'll see why if you watch. It's a big investment of time. It's 23 minutes, but Ryan's good. The sauna is great. All right, back to REI. They sent over the Trail 40 backpack, which is a very large hiking backpack. But me, I like the 35 to 40 liter backpacks. That's where my sweet spot, because I'm always packing not only for myself, but for my dog, my wife, and probably somebody else. So I carry a lot of stuff, and I like to be prepared. And I'm carrying camera equipment. So 40 liters for me is a good sweet spot. This is the 40 liter. This is a woman's version, though. I did not realize that when I went to test it. But after a few days of on the trail, I was like, this is a little bit shorter than I'm used to. I wonder what's going on here. And I look at it and it says it's a woman's version, which makes a lot of sense. So, of course, I gave it to my wife, but then I had to take it back for a day so I can shoot the video for this to show you how it works. It's a nice backpack. Speaking of backpacks, this next one, I said wrong one. It is Deuter, not Deuter. Deuter. Sorry. I said it wrong. My German should be better. My mother's maiden name is Kirchhoff, which is churchyard in German. I should know the German better. Deuter sent over their award-winning backpack. It had won awards in the winter when we saw them at OMA, but I can see why. This is their Air Contact Ultra 50 plus 5 backpack. It is awesome. It's really well designed, and again, it's lightweight, almost ultralight, but it has all the features of a full function backpack. Plus, it carries 60 liters plus, 55 plus 5. It's or 50 plus 5, but you get the idea. You can really tweak it. You can raise the lid up. You can do a lot with it to push it. On this backpacking and lightweight and ultralight kick, we have the Outdoor Vitals Skyline Trail Joggers. So Outdoor Vitals, I'm a big fan of the company, and 2 podcasts ago, you heard me mention that I was invited to go backpacking with them and Justin Outdoors, and Miranda Goes Outdoors, and a bunch of other outdoors YouTube content creators and gear testers. And I had to say no to that because we were closing on our house that we had just built that day. So I next year hopefully will be on the trail with Outdoor Vitals. And then again, great company, great people out of Utah, and they make really fair priced direct to consumer gear. We've covered a dozen other things plus. We'll cover dozens more in the future. But this is their Skyline Trail Joggers, and it's just a really lightweight, stretchy, nice hiking pant. Weighs like 6 ounces, so I always have them in the truck in case I'm going to go for a hike and I don't want to get my calves scratched up from brush and stuff like that. Good stuff, fair price. Our colleague now in Alamosa, Will Rickards, the professor, has the -33 Trailblazer full zip hoodie. Great guy. He's down south. Will be here in town for the OMA event. Him and Kai and their dog Baggins, I'm sure, will be up here. He goes over that. -33 is a great company as well, offering some discounts for vets as well. One of my favorite companies to work with, Xped. Well, again, when we started the channel, Xped was just like Xped and Patagonia. That was what we're striving for, and we get to work with both of them now quite a bit. In fact, I was just emailing with Xped about something really cool that I'll get to in a minute. But the Deep Sleep Mat 7.5 Duo. This is a 2-person long, sorry about the audio, long, wide, a sleeping pad, 3 inches thick. R value, I think 7 something, so great for 3+ seasons of use, up to 4 depending on where you live. And it's Xped, it's comfortable. It's great for rooftop tents. If you're looking to replace your rooftop tent bedding, this will be a good option right here. And then on to, of all the backpacks I've mentioned for ultralight and lightweight backpacking, this one might be at the top of the list for you to check out compared to the Deuter. This is going to be up there. The Mystery Ranch Radix 57 backpack. You know how much I love Mystery Ranch, and we have worked with them for a decade now, and they just make great stuff, super well engineered. And you probably know most of their stuff isn't even made for civilians or for hiking or backpacking. It's for military and first responders. So they put a lot of engineering into load carrying, and no exception with the Radix 57. You can load this thing up more than any of the other backpacks I mentioned. You could overload this thing, which is how I use it. I overload it. Like I said, I carry gear for more than just myself. It is worth checking out. The price is very fair, super high quality, very well engineered. You know, it's Mystery Ranch. Brewmate MagPack 24 soft cooler. This, again, Brewmate, local Colorado company, sent this over. I've been trying to beat it up for the last 3 months. It's a 24-pack. Soft-sided cooler, much like a Yeti or a Hydro Flask or something like that. It's just from Brewmate, so it's got a little bit different twang to it. It's well-made and good stuff. You got the Blue Yeti AC2A power station. It's under 8 pounds. It's 200 watts. 200 watts is not a whole lot. We usually use 1,000 to 2,000 watt. So add a 0 to that. 200 watt. When we're powering things like a fridge and computers and Starlink and stuff like that when we're out for boondocking for days at a time. But for smaller things like I was able to get my MacBook Pro 16-inch charged 1.5 times, charge my cell phone, my wife's cell phone like 6 times. Smaller objects, it's good for that. Plus, it's like $200 or less. Our colleague Devin Dowd, who her and her husband Jeremy and their dog Bailey joined us on our summer solstice camping trip this weekend, has the Cotopaxi 30-liter Holler Tote, Trozo 8-liter shoulder bag, and some shorts from Cotopaxi. Does a great job covering that. And then Costa Del Mar, Grand Catalina sunglasses. We cover Costa because we really like Costa. Personally, I love Costa, especially their 580G lens, the glass lens, which is what these are. These ones have removable side shields. Speaking of sunglasses, Kate Agathan did a great job on her review for the Smith sunglasses with removable side shields as well. There's a written review and great pictures from her and Paul up in Silverthorne, so check that out on our website, not on YouTube. Then Gnarly Nutrition. So I've been using Gnarly Nutrition on and off for about 3 or 4 years now, and then they sent over Devin I think a lot of their stuff actually, and she covers it in the video. Very good. Speaking of Devin, this was a fun one. This is a really fun one. She and her family were testing out the Adventure Wagon Ford Transit. Yeah, full-on van build. It's so awesome. They brought it up to the summer solstice camping trip, and we took it out for a spin around the lake and took it to town and get some pizzas and barbecue, and took it off-roading to our camp spot. And the Adventure Wagon, they make custom builds as well as some stock builds for Sprinters and Ford Transits. I think just those two, maybe more. And the price is actually more approachable than you're probably thinking. Most of the ones that we've tested 4 now, are in the $85,000 to $100,000 range. You can definitely go a lot more than that with a custom build, especially if you add a galley, a sink, a bathroom, stuff like that. But this one's more like streamlined bed, Moab 2 system. That's their bags. They're really cool bags. It's a very modular system, and Devin does a great job explaining that. And then scheduled to go live right now, actually, is the Thule All Trail 25-liter backpack. Thule, we've been doing a lot of work with them. They make great stuff, and it's awesome. The All Trail 25-liter backpack is a pretty unique spot because it's a lightweight backpack that you can put in your luggage and take somewhere, and then have a nice hiking backpack. So definitely good if you're traveling and you're looking for, make sure you have a backpack that's capable for a day hike, as well as you can probably, you can use it everyday carry. It's got a hydration sleeve that also you can put a laptop in there if you wanted to. So it's very versatile use, and it's kind of fun. When I was researching it, a lot of stuff, like I said, we work with comes from REI or Backcountry, or like that. Those are places you would go to purchase them. They don't come from those places. They come from the companies themselves, but you could purchase them at REI, let's say. This one you can also purchase at places like B&H Camera. So it's a very diverse kind of backpack, if you get my drift. It's not just for hiking. It's also useful for people who are outdoorsy but camera focused, or birders or other things. So it's a pretty unique market. And also the Thule Epos bike rack. This is the bike rack I've been using the most the last 3 months. It's cool. It folds up and stores out of sight nicely, but it also has turn signals. You can plug into your, sorry again about the audio, hit the microphone. You can plug into your 4-pin system on your vehicle, and it keeps you extra safe because now you have brake lights as well as turn signals. Pretty awesome stuff. Things we are working on currently. Zero Shoes. They're out of Colorado as well. They hosted us 2 weeks ago up at their facility for a training session. Ryan Humphreys went up there, and we're testing out some shoes. I think I can mention which they are here soon. And they're awesome. They're minimalist. They don't look too hideous. They look pretty good. They feel great. They gave Ryan a pair and me a pair to test out the last month. We'll have that review up soon on which one is when I can mention the name. But the event itself was fun because Ryan Humphreys is a short king, is what he calls himself. And I love it. He's a really muscular, ripped fitness professional. And he goes up to this training seminar with Steven Sashin, the owner of Zero Shoes, and a bunch of other people from media are up there. And the trainer for this session, which is fun because Ryan and I are both trainers, but we're also students. We like to, take classes from other people to learn. So Ryan's in there, Steven's in there, and other people in the class, of course, and everybody has to pair up. And they said, find somebody a similar size. And so, Steven's got a great sense of humor. I don't know if you know this, but prior to starting Zero Shoes, he was a stand-up comedian. So he's got a great sense of humor. So he gets paired up with Ryan. Ryan and him were like, they knew each other pretty well from the last couple of years working together. And so they pair up and do the coaching session together. I thought that was pretty cool that we got to train with Zero Shoes in the Zero Shoes. So that's a pretty fun angle right there. Thule, we have an air topper. It's on my wife's vehicle. We're testing that right now, and an organizational duffel bag system that goes inside of it. It's pretty awesome. So stay tuned for that. Kettlebell Kings. I've been testing out a rather large kettlebell with a Cerakote. I hope I said the right Cerakote coating on it. I've been trying to beat it up. I'm trying to find any kind of wear and tear. It's being used in our gym. Hundreds of people in our gym, and we're not having success causing any kind of wear and tear on it. It's durable. It's also very heavy. I love it. It's the one I've been using in my workouts. It's a 56 kilo kettlebell. Yeah, 56. It's 123 pounds, I believe, if my math is correct, 2.2 pounds per kilo. Speaking of our gym, we are hosting the Flexible Steel certification, as well as a Wim Hof certification, as well as Indian Clubs certification. And that's less than a month away. My friend Matthew Flaherty will be out here in Denver for that event to coach it. That is June 15th weekend. So if you are in the Denver area or in the Midwest or the Mountain West, consider coming out for this event. I'm not paid to say this, but it's the most helpful certification I've taken. I use it every day. It's worth your time learning how to do it. All right. And then I think finally I'll try and end on the OMA event, the Outdoor Market Alliance. It's so fun because the founder of it reached out about a month ago to see what we can collaborate on to make it better for media, not just for Engearment, but for Backpacker Magazine, CNN, Outside Magazine, just the magazines and publications and websites that you probably go to when you're curious about learning about things or just to get your news. So again, we're trying to be team players here and we want everybody to succeed. You know, rising tides raise all ships is what I really believe. And so I was working with Evan, figuring out what might be best for the event, especially if people are shooting video or audio or shooting a podcast. So we're working on creating like a breakout room so media professionals can go in there and do interviews, as well as lighting. I've got my professional lighting here. I'll probably bring several sets of these to the OMA event, so that way we have better lighting, again, for everybody shooting videos. That way the videos that you get to watch for OMA, which hopefully you guys find exciting, hopefully you see it as a way to live vicariously through us. Like, what would you do if you got to meet Cool and like ask some questions? Or what if you got to meet Arc'teryx and kind of see what's coming out next year, you know? I got the goosebumps. That's the kind of excitement I'm trying to convey when the writers and myself go to these meetings and we shoot these videos. They're not produced. They're not scripted. We're just running and gunning with our cameras and microphones. In fact, the winter OMA, I lost 17 out of 25 videos for meetings that I personally had over those 2 days because the microphone was not plugged into the camera all the way. So frustrating. So frustrating. So I have plans in place to make sure the audio works and I don't waste everybody's time. That's 17 meetings that didn't get shown to you, that will get shown to you this time because I'm going to fix that. All right. I think I have had enough of your time here. Yeah, we're just over 20 minutes. That's more than enough time. Thank you again for all the support and questions and enthusiasm and stoke. It means the world to the writers and to myself. We love getting to show you guys how things work and where we get to use them and how we use them. And hopefully you find it helpful. None of us are paid here. This is all just because we want to do this and show you, how to get outside, how to recreate, and how to enjoy life. That's our goal here. And hopefully that resonates. All right. I'm Sean Sewell, owner, Dr. Stoke for Engearment.com. Until next time, take care.